So I just got done seeing Sonic 2, and yes, it is a good family movie, but it does have its flaws. But let's get into some of the positives. Jim Carrey performance is full blown Jim Carrey. He's pretty much in living color, Ace Ventura and the Mask all in one. He goes full blown Jim Carrey. He ain't holding back. It may feel cringy sometimes, but for us 80s kids that grew up in that era with Jim Carrey, we pretty much can get those jokes. But to a Zennial or a younger audience, it may seem cringy at some point, but he's like full blown Jim Carrey, which I really like. And he still got it. Him being 60, pretty much an elderly, he still got it at 60 years old. So shouts out to Jim Carrey. Definitely enjoyed the performance from him. What else? His acting was just, it was good. It's like he never left. So other than that, that was good. Knuckles, I wasn't sure on Idris Elba because Idris Elba is more like a lover boy type, more masculine. He had that deep, sexy voice. I wasn't sure at first, but it did sell me at the end. He really did a good job as Knuckles, and the acting was good. This is actually my first time of me watching Idris Elba do voice skits, so it really sold. Like I said, I wasn't sure at first, but he did a good job, a really good job of that. Definitely would like to see more of him. I'll probably end up subscribing to the Disney Plus spinoff show, just because I really want to see what they're going to do with his character. I enjoyed it that much. Tails, of course, Tails, they had the original actor. They did some good things. I really wish I would have got more of Tails. I think they kind of just rushed him in, kind of. But it worked. It did work. I just wish we would have got more of Sonic and Tails, Tails in particular, because, he was teased at the end of the first movie. I really wanted more from Tails, but he did just enough. They did just enough to keep you satisfied. I would give you that. But I would have preferred more, just the nitpick. But the scenes that he was in and the action scenes that he was in, he did a good job. I enjoyed it. It works. Sonic, of course, awesome job. They really stepped it up a notch. I was a little bit worried at first because the movie starts off as a little bit serious at first. During the opening, I'm like, what is this? But they managed. It worked, and they worked it in. So as far as like the main core actors, like Jim Carrey, Knuckles, Tails, and Sonic, they did good. But like I said, I'm more of a Jim Carrey fan because like I said, I grew up in that era where I was watching In Living Color and Dumb and Dumber and all that, The Mask and all that stuff. So to see him at 60 years old still able to move his body around like that and do those faces and crack those little jokes here and there, that was really good to see. Especially, I think more people like in my age range will probably enjoy that. Like the younger generation will probably look at it as cringy, but like I said, when you grow up in that era with Jim Carrey, watching him on those shows, you will really appreciate his performance, especially being elderly, because he's 60 years old. So that was good. Now there is some negatives. Like I said, the story is good. It was worth my money. Me and my wife, we enjoyed it, and I'm pretty sure you and your kids and your spouse enjoyed it as well. But there is some negatives. So I feel like the wedding scene, that whole subplot, it was funny. I'll give it that, and it did work, but I don't really feel like it was really needed. I felt like it dragged on too much that it should have. But I thought for what they gave us, it was decent, it was great, but I kind of feel like it was dragged on a little bit too much. There is a scene where with Sonic and Tails, they go to a specific place, and it just drags on too long. And then it gets kind of cringy, which it's not that it's cringy. It's pretty much the lounge scene. The scene drags on too long, like, and it doesn't really resolve anything. And the thing that it's trying to resolve was pretty much pointless. It just, like I said, a lot of people may find it cute and humorous, but it just drags on too long. That's the only complaint that I have about that scene. And that's pretty much the scene that like a lot of people's talking about, is when they go to the lounge or whatever. But other than that, some more negative. I felt like there wasn't really no character build up between Sonic and Tails. It was just like Tails shows up and he said, well, hey, I'm the good guy, and then they just buddied. I don't feel like there was like a build up to that trust. I mean, eventually it did, towards the end, but I would have liked to see, just a little bit more build up, to their friendship. Because, it's just like they meet and then they just start trusting each other, which, like I said, it works for a kid's movie because that's what it is. But I would have, me being nitpicky, I would have just liked to see a little bit more build up towards that. Other than that, some more negatives. It's 2 hours, which, like I said, it could have been like an hour and 30 minutes, hour 35 minutes. And the scenes that a lot of people was talking about is usually like the human scenes. That one scene in particular at the lounge, and then the other scene with the wedding and the subplot with that. That stuff they could have rewritten that better or cut it down, because it seemed like when they jump to those scenes, it just drags on. But for the most part, it does work in the movie. You won't get bored because, like I said, the story is engaging, but it's just like certain scenes, it just drags on too long. And speaking about the human interaction, I feel like if they're going to do a third one, we need to see less human interaction, because it's just like at this point they're really like pointless to the story. Some more nitpicks and negatives. Like some of Jim Carrey acting is cringy though. It is cringy in the scene forced. That's only if you're not really aware of his style. Like I said, if you're a person like me that grew up in like the In Living Color series, and during that whole era, you will understand it. But for most people, the way they think today, they're it's cringy. I can get their complaint, because sometimes it does. But I mean, he's 60 years old. I mean, for him to pull that stuff off at 60 years old, I gotta hand it to him. Like, and I hope he comes back for the third. I really hope he comes back for the third. What else? Overall, like I said, I think it's a good family film. If you got like some kids and your spouse, like I said, me and my wife, we went, and it was good. We enjoyed it. She enjoyed it. This is probably the first movie that we actually enjoyed, and I will be buying it on Blu-ray and probably be getting a poster as well to put in the office. But yeah, the relationship, like I said, Knuckles was good. The backstory, but all three of those characters got sad backstories, and some of the positives of the film, I'm glad they tie the first film. They leave like the unanswered questions. You get those in this film, like especially that opening scene in the first film. They really expound on that in this film, and it's not what you think it is. To be honest, I was kind of shocked as well, and it's not who you think it is. But that opening scene with in the first film with Longclaw, it's answered, and it's also it's not answered, because we don't. There's still a question, like is she still alive or not? We don't know yet, but they do address some of those concerns that a lot of people had in the first, because I know like everybody thought, oh, but it's not who you think it is. It's what you think it is, but it's not who you think it is. That's in that first opening clip in the first film. Other than that, what I want to see them more in the next film. I really want to see them in Sonic's world, in his home world. We don't really need no more human interaction. I want to see him in the green hills in his world, or the chemical plant in his world, or I want to see a Sonic world this time. I don't want to see it, the human interaction on planet Earth. What else? But it is a family comedy, and it is long though, But like I said, there is some cringy parts, but it's for a young crowd, so certain stuff you can give them a pass on that. I think the movie did a good job. There is a mid-credit scene, because there will be a part 3. So just to let you know, there is a mid-credit scene, and I'm just wondering how they're gonna pull that off. But there's still some stuff unexplained, which I hope in the next film they give us more insight to the backstories, because Knuckles has a backstory that ties into that first thing, but it's not what you think it is, not who you think it is. So I hope the next one really taps into their backstories, because him and Sonic, they have similar backstories, and that's what I like about the director. And the director also does like some conflict and contrast, which I like, from the first movie, from the second movie. And you will notice that at the end. Just for example, when Sonic was in the baseball field by himself, the end is that same baseball field, but it's different. It's different now. So shouts out for the to the director that put those little contrasts in. I noticed that. So shouts out to Jeff Fowler. Overall, I would give the movie a B+. B+, yeah, B+. Because I'll give it an A-, but I want to go and give it a B+. Because like I said, there is scenes where it's like it doesn't really resolve anything, and it's just like, even when these scenes are, like that scene in the lounge, it's a scene that's cute, but it's just, the shit just lasts too long, And then the wedding scene, like I said, it works, but it's just too long. And some of that, like I said, is unnecessary. But going forward, I definitely want to see what type of universe they do. Oh, also, the editing. I believe this movie was longer, because there's a scene where the scene just cuts. For example, Sonic's running on water, and you think something's going to happen, which it does happen at a later time when he's dealing with water, which I like. But in this particular, he's running on the ocean, and then he blacks out. Like, it seemed like something was missing from that. It didn't really make sense. But I definitely like the references from the first video game. I mean, I played them all on the Sega Genesis, and I know, like, as time went on, I kind of like forgot about them, but there is some good, little references from the games that they pulled, especially at part 1 when he's, how Sonic is dealing with water. It doesn't happen when you think it's going to happen, but it does happen. And I wish when it happened, they would have executed it better. And I'm pretty much talking about, we all know how when Sonic drowns or whatever, but it happens not where you think it's going to happen. It happens later. And I just wish they would have executed it better. But they did do it. They did do it. But I just wish they would have executed or put that sound effect in that particular scene, if you know what I'm talking about, which I'll talk about in my spoiler review. But other than that, Sonic overall, I give it a 10 out of 10. On a grade scale, I give it a B+. a B plus. And I recommend you go take your family, your friends, even your kids to go see it. It's a family film, and to me, for right now, it is the best film in 2022 that I like. And I will be doing a spoiler review. I want to say shout out to our subscribers because they've been keeping me busy. And I haven't forgot, I got one subscriber want to know more about what I think about the Batman animated series, because I guess he's kind of young. So I'm going to do a video on this. And another subscriber asked me about what I think about Zack Snyder's Justice League. I just seen this like 4 times when I'm on HBO Max. And I want to let you know, I'm going to give you my honest review about it. And I just want to make sure I cover everything I need to cover, because I definitely like it. But, you know, I want to give you my full review. So I'm definitely going to put up that video like I promised to you. And I got more videos coming out this weekend. You guys are keeping me busy, and I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys for commenting, and shout out to the new subscribers. We are growing. We are still growing, so you guys must like it. But you know, go ahead and take your family out to see this. Like I said, I give it a 10 out of 10, and I give it a B plus. And be sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. You know, I always reply back. And you guys stay healthy, you stay safe, and enjoy your weekend. And I'm out. Take care. Bye.